Welcome back. So now we're going to go ahead and tackle questions 2 and 3, and then depending on how long that goes, we might get to question 4 also in this video. So I want you to pause, work through this on your own before looking at my answers, and work through all of this, and then we'll just kind of see how far we get until I feel like it's been enough for one video, and then we'll take a break and go on to whatever's left over. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and start talking about answers. So at this point, I hope that you have worked out your own. So what is the least the USA is willing to accept for 1 ton of corn? So we already in the last video said that the USA is going to be trading corn. We got to that answer right here. And the reason is that the USA has the competitive advantage in corn. So I just, rather than rewriting that entire thing out, I just wrote the USA and corn down at the bottom. And the reason is that the USA has the lower opportunity cost for producing corn. In the USA, we sacrifice half a ton of oil for half a million barrels of oil, so 500,000 barrels of oil, for every ton of corn that we produce. Whereas in Canada, they have to sacrifice 3 million barrels of oil for every ton of corn that they produce. So what is the least the USA is willing to accept for 1 ton of corn? The the least that they are willing to accept is half a unit of oil. And the reason that is that is the opportunity cost. This is equal to the opportunity cost for the USA of producing corn, and I'm just going to write of corn. And the logic here goes like this. The USA, if it's completely free to trade, if there are no costs to trade, which obviously is unrealistic, but that's the kind of the simplified world that we're working in right now, the US could either produce 1 ton of corn or 500,000 barrels of oil domestically. So if the USA can only get 500,000 barrels of oil trading, then they're just going to go ahead and produce it domestically. So they would really have to get, 1 barrel over 500,000 to make it worth their while to trade. So that's really all that we need to say for 2, is it's just the opportunity cost of corn for the USA is their lower limit of the price they are willing to accept. So if you're not clear on that, pause, definitely go back, because I think that the rest of it will just be too confusing, but hopefully you're good on that. All right, so then what is the most that Canada is willing to pay for 1 ton of corn? So we said that the US is going to be exporting corn because they have the competitive advantage. So what's Canada willing to pay? Well, Canada is willing to pay up to 3 million barrels of oil. 3 million barrels of oil. And the reason is that is the opportunity cost, and I'm just going to write little ditto marks here, for Canada of producing corn. So domestically for Canada, they can produce 1 ton of corn or 3 million barrels of oil. So if they have to pay more than 3 million barrels of oil to get 1 ton of corn, they'll just go ahead and produce it domestically. They'll just go ahead and switch from producing oil to producing corn. So I think I'm going to pause here, and we're going to go on and do question 4 and then a little bit of other work in the next video, because I think that really is a lot to digest in a short period of time. So I'll see you in the next video.